Hi Gemini, my name is Audrey Allison and this is your February forecast. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for joining me again. It's been such an amazing adventure and I am excited to be doing this. So let's just jump into your forecast. There's a lot going on as usual, but Venus is now direct effective January 31st, and Venus has been stationed in Capricorn. And that retrograde had been through, I think it was the 21st of December through January 31st. Now, Capricorn for you, Gemmy, is your 8th house of sex and addictions and vices and other people's money or taxes and other people's maybe inheritances or wills. The 8th house is a very deep house. It's governed by Pluto and Scorpio. So now that Venus, the planet of love and money, is direct in this 8th house, you could be finding, you could have been on pause in the sexual department and you could be very heated up effective February 1st. But you could also find, since Venus is that love planet, you could find her now direct in this 8th house. You could be generating some income from other resources. Other people's money could be brought to your attention right now or coming into play as far as inheritances or estates and tax refunds and things like that are happening this month. Now, here's the kind of weird news, because your ruling planet is Mercury, and Mercury will be going in its retrograde in February. However, on the 31st of January, Mercury went into Pisces. Pisces is your 10th house of career and social status and the stage and the limelight, your recognition, your due, your honors. Okay, so I do like that Mercury is now in this 10th house. It's stimulating this area. Mercury is your communication planet. It's your ruling planet, your local travel, your speech, your writing, your technologies, your internet business, your public speaking, your local travel, if I haven't already said that. Now, it's retrograding on the 6th of February, and it will be retrograding in this 10th house through the 12th of February, but the full retrograde lasts until the 28th of February, but it goes deeper into a retrograde, back another sign into Aquarius, which is your, I believe, your 9th house. So it's going to start its retrograde from the 6th to the 12th in the 10th house of career. So not a great time to be speaking in front of your boss or to implement too many changes in the career, and definitely don't sign any contracts if you can avoid it in paperwork regarding career, social status, jobs, new contracts for your online business, things like that. I would avoid doing so through the whole retrograde, but especially in the first 6 days. And then from the 12th through the 28th, it's in your 9th house of long distance travel, faraway places, your spirituality, your adventures, your explorations. So those might be on hold, or if you are traveling long distance, like I am, especially out of the country. And Mercury is also my ruling planet, and I'm going out of the country for 10 days during that during that 9th house. So listen, you can't always heed the advice. Sometimes when you get a huge opportunity, you have to grab it. So the planets are here to guide us and to give us a timeline and to let us know what sectors and emotional areas and physical capacities where it's hitting. But you have to live your life. So this is just a guide. Anyway, I'm going to be expecting my own airplane and plane delays and travel delays during that time, but who cares? I'm going to the French West Indies. All right. So we're going to get through the retrograde and give it some time to clear its shadow, because Mercury likes to do so, likes to take his time. He's such a speedy planet when he's not retrograde. He transits every 20 to 30 days anyway. He's like really quick, super speedy planet, that he likes to take his time with his retrogrades. So, I didn't realize the sun was that crazy. I'll have to adjust this, so I apologize. All right, we've got a full moon that is very agreeable with us. Okay, Geminis, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we have a full moon, 26 degrees, Leo. This is fabulous. It's in our third house of expression and communication. So we like this full moon. The moons also are now switching because we had 2 new moons in January, which is very rare. It switches up the timeline. So now we're doing February, we're starting out with full moons to new moons, which will mean the moon is now waning for most of the month. It's also going to affect the female cycle, so pay attention to that, because since we had this flip-flop, it does affect the hormonal energy and the tides. So if you're a Gemini, you know, who's into surfing, and if Gemini is your sun or rising sign, you can expect some really amazing, crazy waves around the Valentine's Day holiday. Also, we have February 18th, the sun is going into Pisces like it does every month, and this is good for your career, Gemmy. The 10th house again is activated. You have a lot of 10th house action this month and 8th house action, and those are the 2 highlighted ones, a little bit of the 9th, but the sun shining into your 10th house sector, now keep in mind it is still a retrograde with your ruling planet, but what this is going to do is bring to mind where you want to shine, where you want your career, your social status to be, and your leverage, your name. You could be in the limelight a little bit here, Gemini, in that 10th house. A lot of career dreams are coming to fruition, but I would think that March is the month to start implementing and taking direct action and going forward and signing contracts and paperwork. But you'll notice your mind will be illuminated in that sector. We also have on February 25th, I thought this was interesting, Pluto is sextiling Chiron. Now, sextile is a very positive aspect. It's not conjunct, it's not in opposition. Sextile is a warm, agreeable, comforting. It illuminates the energies even better. And Pluto has Capricorn in it, okay? And Chiron has Pisces, it's in Pisces. So that again is triggering your 8th and your 10th house. The sextile is your 8th and 10th house sectors. It's house of sex and the house of career. So, you know, it could be a very kinky time. It could also be a time where you, if you do have a career in some type of, you know, erotic or sexual or free kind of spiritual endeavors, these would really take off at this time and manifest all throughout March, because there's some energy happening next month that we'll get into regarding that 8th house. But I liked this sextile, and we're still dealing with a Uranus-Pluto square, which is annoying and tense, and everyone can feel it, and things are still just a little, I don't know how to say it, they're gritting. They're gritty, and they're weighing on everyone a little bit. So, you know, the stars aren't just, you know, discriminating against certain signs. The Pluto-Uranus square is a doozy, and will be there until 2015, mid. So let me pull some cards for you, Gemini, and see what the tarot aspect of your month of February has in store for you. Whoa, okay. 4 of Wands, the connection, the intimacy. There's not a lot of Geminis who aren't connecting right now. But what's interesting is that this is a lot of fire in this card. We do have that Leo fire full moon. We have it in your communication, but we also have a retrograde. So if you're with someone right now, if you're dating, or if you're in a relationship, or if you're thinking of commitment with someone, February would be a great month towards the end of the month, going into March, to do so. But I do like that I pulled this card for you. And what else do I have? I have the Justice card. This is representative of Libra, but it means balance, the scales, justice. It also means retribution and getting what you're due, and redemption. and weighing the pros and cons of issues in your life, weighing out what works and what does not suit you any longer. I love the Justice card. I'm trying to see. Now, there's not a lot of Libran action for you. So this is basically just establishing your balance, maybe a balance of that 8th house if you're having too much sex, a balance between the 8th and 10th house, your play and your career. I want to pull one more. Oh, I like this. The 9 of Cups, the Mountain Goat. What this means is honor. It means looking down at your emotional achievements, seeing how you've grown, how you have outgrown certain aspects of your emotional past. You're able to look ahead. You know, if you hike or you walk or you can go to places where there's mountains and you can look down at the landscape. I know most of the places in the world right now are freezing except in sunny California, but if you can get the chance to get out and reflect and see where you've come from the past emotionally, it'll do you good because we're growing every day. All right, Gemmy, this was your February forecast. I hope you enjoyed yourself. My name is Audrey Alison, and you can find me at audreyallison.com. And I'm also on Facebook at Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next month. Bye.